seconds each. First one is just gonna be cat-cow. So when I cat-cow, I'm on the ground in this tabletop position, and then I wanna think like I'm pulling my belly button in toward my spine, and I'm just gonna bend. I'm also pulling my shoulder blades apart, and then I wanna do the opposite. So belly button's heading toward the ground, and I'm arching up. So first thing we'll do is 30 seconds of that. In fact, I'm just gonna start the clock. We'll just hop right into it. So we'll cat-cow for 30 seconds. So belly button in towards the spine, and then back out. Just getting some movement through our back, a little bit through our shoulders. Looks good. Five more seconds. All right, now we're gonna come into a push-up position, and we're just gonna send our butt up and back as we come into down dog, and then we'll swoop forward into an upward facing dog, and we're just gonna alternate between those two. So hips up, down dog, swooping forward, popping up into up dog. Looks good. 3, 2, 1. Let's come up, and we're gonna do a little high knees. You can do the kind of running in place version, or if you wanna do more of a march, that's fine. Both are cool with me. It's just a warm up. We'll go for 15 more seconds, then we'll go back to cat-cow. Three, 2, 1. Let's go back to cat-cow. Pulling our belly button in, and then out. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Now that down dog to up dog. Nice job. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's do high knees. Ten seconds. 2, 1. All right, one more time. Cat-cow. It's working. I'm getting warm. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's do down dog to up dog. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's do high knees. One more time. Nice job. 3, 2, 1, rest. Nice work. Okay, so today, what we're gonna be doing is we'll do 3 5-minute mini workouts with a little rest in between. So each time we do it, there's a 5-minute clock. That clock will start. First thing that's gonna happen is a buy-in. Buy-in just means something you do once at the very beginning. That buy-in is going to be 100 double or single unders. If you got a jump rope and you want to use that, you can, or a substitution for jumping rope. There are tons of them. I'll show you a bunch before we get started, but just one time we're doing 100 of whatever we're going to do for jumping rope. Then with the remaining time, we will do as many rounds as possible of 12 single arm swings and 12 V-ups or tuck-ups. So once that 5 minutes has elapsed, then we're gonna rest for 2 minutes. And then we're gonna do it again, but those 2 movements are gonna change. So instead of single arm swings and tuck-ups, or V-ups or tuck-ups, we're gonna change to 12 push press and 12 mountain climbers. Then we'll rest 2 minutes, and then we'll do it a third time. And the 2 movements at the end are going to change to 6 devil press and 12 sit-ups. So we've got like a single arm kind of upper body movement paired with a more ab-centric movement. So does that format make sense so far for everyone? Cool. Okay, let's talk about all these movements. First things first, if you have a jump rope and you want to use that, that's great. I've got a microphone hanging up above me, so jumping rope makes me nervous. I don't want to whip that thing. So I'm going to be doing lots of different substitutions. Feel free to mix and match however you like. So first one's first, I like to do double thigh taps, which is basically I've got the same cadence I would have jumping rope. So if I had a rope, I might be doing this rhythm, even if I was doing double unders, but I can replace this movement of the rope with just a tap on my upper thigh. So still doing a little work with my upper body, but I'm also really focusing on getting that rhythm I would have with jumping a rope. So that's one way to sub jumping rope. We could also do jumping jacks, either classic style or seal jacks, where your arms come out and around. Lateral hops are an option, just side to side. We could do dot hops. This is where I'm imagining I have a square on the ground and I'm just touching all the corners of the square. Normally I'd say like burpees are mountain climbers, but we'll be doing mountain climbers, and devil press is kind of a burpee. So let's not do those today. We could also do high knees like we did in the warm up, butt kickers, really anything where we're getting our heart rate up and we're moving our body through space, a smallish amount, but a lot of times. So mix and match. I'm going to start with my double thigh taps. Maybe round 2, I'll do jumping jacks, et cetera, et cetera. So once we've done our buy-in, first round, we're going to have 12 single arm swings and 12 V-ups or tuck-ups. So for a single arm swing, I'm going to use this kettlebell. I'm going to start with my kettlebell in a triangular formation with my feet. So the kettlebell and my feet are the points on the triangle. It's going to be a little bit out in front of me. I'm going to send my butt back. So I'm hinging at the hip. I'm not just curling over. I'm going to grab my kettlebell and then I'm going to pull it up into the pocket, which just means my wrist is coming as high in my inner thigh as I can get. And then I'm going to stand up aggressively and let the weight come out to right in front of my shoulder. So at speed, pull into that pocket, standing up aggressively, and coming out in front. Let's try a couple reps if you haven't. Cool, awesome. Looks great. So if you're doing a single arm version, 6 on one side, 6 on the other, split it up however you like. If you're doing 2-hand, just 12. So next movement, the V up or the tuck up. So for a V up, I'm starting in a hollow position. So I'm curling my shoulder blades off the ground and my legs are off the ground, arms are above my head. I want to fold in half and bring my feet and my hands together. So if that's a little too intense for 12 reps, it is a pretty tough movement and really recruits your deep and lower abs in a way that sit-ups definitely don't. So if we need to do tuck-ups, the idea here, I'm still starting that hollow position, but I'm tucking up into a ball instead of folding in half. So 12 reps of V-ups or tuck-ups, whichever one works better for you. So we'll AMRAP those 2 movements for the first round, then we'll rest. Round number 2, we're gonna have 12 push press and 12 mountain climbers. So for the push press, I wanna start with my weight in some sort of racked position. So for this kettlebell, it's just resting on my shoulder. I'm stacked over my elbow here, whatever feels stable, because I'm going to dip straight down and then drive my weight up. So I kind of just want a platform for my weight to rest on, dipping down and straight up. If I was using 2 hands, I might start in this kind of racked position, dipping down, driving up, something like that. Let's try a couple. We can think of it as like an overhead press, but I'm doing 50% of the work with my legs. So big drive, and then I'm finishing with my arm. Cool. Then we've got the mountain climber. So I think of the mountain climber in 2 different ways. Some people say one is more enjoyable than the other, so you can try them both, see which one you like more. So when I do mountain climbers, I'm either gonna begin in this position with my front foot pulled forward in contact with the ground, and then I'm just gonna hop to the opposite, just like that. The other way we can think about them is starting in a push-up, and then I'm thinking of it like I'm driving my knee forward, but this front foot isn't gonna touch, and then I'm alternating there, almost like I'm running with my hands on the ground. So the difference is whether or not that front foot is in contact with the earth. So try them both, see which one you like more. Each one is gonna count as 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. That's round 2. Round 3 is gonna be 6 devil press and 12 sit-ups. So for the devil press, any item can be used. Admittedly, the ideal item is something flat and sturdy, kind of like a dumbbell. It's got these edges, but it's not required. So I'm gonna do it with a couple different things. So what I'm gonna do is essentially perform a burpee with my hand on the dumbbell. So if you have like a kind of unwieldy object, the hand being on your item is not like a crucial part of the movement. So if you just have to do the burpee portion next to it, that's just fine. But I've got this handle, I've got the flat sides, it's sturdy. I know I can put my hand on this as I drop to the ground and then pop back up. Then I'm gonna combine a few things. I'm basically gonna combine that single arm swing that we did in round 1, as well as a snatch. So I'm gonna pull the weight into the pocket, and instead of coming up to here, I'm gonna pop it overhead. So whole thing, hitting the deck, coming up, pulling into the pocket, and driving overhead. Then on my next rep, if I wanna switch sides, I just bring it over, and switch sides that way. So with a kettlebell, this I don't want to deal with trying to balance on this handle. So I'm just going to do my burpee next to it. Then I'm going to grab it, pull in, pop overhead. And there's a double press with a sandbag. I'm going to do my burpee with the bag in front of me. Pop up, pop overhead. So kind of the more unwieldy our item gets, the more segmented our double press is going to be, but that's okay. You can just think of it like a burpee plus a snatch. So that round, it'll just be 6 double press and then 12 sit-ups. And for a sit-up, we're lying down as far as we can, sitting up as far as we can. Maybe you have to do more of a crunch, that's just fine. Everyone will be a little bit different. And one thing, if you are snatching a sandbag, I'm just gonna throw this out there for both of you, but also for anyone who might watch this on YouTube. When we snatch a sandbag, the main thing we wanna look for is keeping the bag close. We want as much of an up and down arc as we can get, as opposed to out and around. Because if I take my bag and then swing it way out and around, there's gonna be this moment where it flips over and it's gonna pull me backward. And I don't want that to happen every round for every rep. So instead of coming out and around, I'm thinking about coming up and then punching up into the handles as it turns over, like that. So now I'm having a much easier time. I'm kind of meeting the bag as it turns over, as opposed to swinging it out, and then I'm here anticipating the crash of the bag. So experiment with it, see what feels best. If you got to turn it into like a clean and press, that's okay. We'll be all right. Okay. Are there any questions so far? So we'll do our first 5 minutes. It's going to be 100 of whatever we're doing for jump and rope. Then for the remainder of the time, 12 single arm swings, 12 V-ups, and then we'll rest for 2 minutes. So I'm going to just real quick make an adjustment here. Okay. Wait a second. My bad. There we go. Okay, everyone ready? I'm going to put 5 minutes on the clock. Let's start in 10 seconds with 100 of our jump rope. Coming up in 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Great job. Woo! 12 single arm swings, 12 V-ups or tuck ups. Great job, everyone. Nice job. Woo! All right, halfway through it. Great work. Whew. There we go. We got about 90 seconds left. There we go. One more minute. Seconds. Ten seconds. Three, two, one. Rest. Great job. We're going to rest for 2 minutes. And then we will repeat that, but with 12 push press and 12 mountain climbers next. Good stuff. Whew. All right, one more minute. Okay, 30 seconds. Ten seconds. Round number 2. Here we go, jumping rope. Nice, Elizabeth. Great idea. I'm going to do that next time. Whew. Whew. Nice job. Here we go. Whew. 2 more minutes. All right, almost there. Woo. One minute. There we go. Thirty seconds left. Nice job, David. Whoo, 20 seconds. Ten seconds. 3, 2, rest. All right. That was harder than the first one. For me, we'll rest 2 minutes. Next one's going to be 6 devil press, 12 sit-ups. So don't do 12 devil press. One minute. Thirty seconds. All right, 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. All right. Whew. There we go. All right. 2 minutes left. Easy. There we go. There we go. Almost there. 45 seconds. There we go. Home stretch. 20 seconds. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. That was the nasty one. Great job. We're gonna do what's called a Samson stretch. So it is a deep lunge with an overhead element. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get into this upright lunge. So if you need something soft to put under your knee, that's all good. But I'm just swooping forward and letting myself sink down nice and low. Then I'm gonna interlock my fingers and I'm gonna turn my palms toward the ceiling. Just trying to keep my palms facing the ceiling as much as I can, nice and upright. And I'm breathing this whole time. If you gotta move out of the stretch for a second and then sink back in, that's fine. We're gonna go till the clock says 1:30 and then we'll switch sides. Ten more seconds. We can ease our way out, finding that deep lunge on the other side. And once we've sunk in, interlocking our fingers, turning our palms overhead. Nice. We'll go till 2:15 on the clock. I think we can do it. Breathe in that whole time. If you gotta come out of it for a second and then pop back in, that's all good. And we can ease out of it. And that's all I got. Great job, everyone.